Do you remember your first bad email mistake? I remember mine like it was yesterday. I was in my mid-20s working in consulting and a client emailed me an answer to a question. The client wasn't correct in their answer, but I didn't want to call them out directly. So I decided I'd email another client, calling them out to that client and asking that client to correct them. I needed to spell the last name of the client though, so I put their email address in the to fields to look at the spelling of their last name. Yeah, you know where this is going. I forgot to delete the client I was talking about's email address and ended up sending them the email directly. It was horrible. Firing off emails is easy, but it's not always the best way to communicate. Here are when and what types of emails I avoid sending now that I've made a couple mistakes. Yeah, I learned this isn't always the right form after my little client email snafu. If you have something you want to say about someone, it's better to do it verbally, and then even if you want it in writing, at least if they get forwarded an email that you send, they won't be taken by surprise. And don't pull a Leslie. No matter how hard you tried to hide the emotion you're feeling, it usually seeps into the email and the other person can tell. Give yourself a couple minutes to calm down, or at a minimum, have a coworker or a friend read your email to make sure they can't tell you're mad and you're in the clear. I still make this mistake occasionally because I love multitasking. But seriously, take your time. Rushing leads to mistypes, autocorrects, or maybe even sending an email to the wrong person, which if your email contains personal or confidential information, it can just make it awkward for all. You don't need your boss thinking you got a colonoscopy when you really went on vacation to Cologne. You have something that you need to tell your friends, your parents, but you don't really want to. So, what do? You send an email. No. If something is so controversial that you've been avoiding telling someone, it's probably a pretty big deal. And sending an impromptu email when you have no idea what they're doing in the moment is probably not going to be received very well. Say it verbally so at least you give them an opportunity to pause whatever they're doing and process what you have to say. If someone hasn't responded to your email, take it as a sign. There's informal email etiquette out there that doesn't say you have the right to harass people if they haven't responded to your email within an hour. If you haven't received a response for an urgent request, wait at least 24 hours before sending a follow-up. And if it's not an urgent request, give them at least a week to respond before you send another email. The bottom line is, if you're thinking about sending an email, think about how you would feel if someone forwarded it. If you'd feel scared, don't send it. I'm Leslie Dellery, and I'll see you next week.